Without a doubt, ASRock has done a tremendous job in creating powerful NUC computers in 2021. Not only have they created NUC computers using the latest 11th generation Intel chips, but they have also designed powerful Ryzen mini computers that directly compete against Intel. But the question remains, which one is more powerful for emulation? Indeed, can the ASRock Box Ryzen 4800U mini computer successfully compete against ASRock Box 1165G7 NUC computer? Or will Intel take a beatdown by Ryzen? Will there be a clear winner? Or will there be a mixed bag of results? These are the questions that will be answered today in the Battle of the NUCs. Let's do it. Greetings everyone, and welcome to Batocera Nation. First thing, let me share with you the specs that I use for the Battle of the NUCs. For storage, I use a 2TB SSD drive, and for memory, I use a two 8GB DDR4 3200 RAM modules. Consequently, after I finished testing one system, I took out the SSD drive and the RAM modules and installed them in the other system. In short, both systems use the same hardware components throughout my emulation testing. For emulation, we will be testing Dreamcast, Gamecube, Wii, 3DS, PS2, WiiU, and PS3. Furthermore, to determine which NUC computer performs better, I took each emulator and brought them to the highest resolution that each computer could handle. Thereafter, I compared it with the other system. For the PS3 emulation test, I took a different approach. That is, I decided to emulate two demanding games in their native resolution and compare them with the other system. Now then, let's see who will be the champion in the Battle of the NUCs.
Fight! you back to the depths of Hades!
Okay, so let us look at the results. For Dreamcast, it was a tie, although there was some minor graphical artifacts on the Ryzen mini computer as opposed to the Intel NUC computer where it was absolutely flawless, but we'll go ahead and leave it a tie. For Gamecube emulation, it was also a tie. For Wii emulation, Ryzen takes it, 1 for Team Red. In fact, the highest resolution for the Ryzen was 2112p versus 1440p for Intel. For PS2 emulation, Intel takes it, 1 for Team Blue. The highest graphical resolution for the Intel was 1080p versus 720p for the Ryzen computer. For 3DS emulation, Intel takes it again, another one for Team Blue. The highest graphical resolution for the Intel was 1920p versus 1200p for the Ryzen mini computer. For WiiU emulation, Ryzen takes it, 1 for Team Red. In fact, the highest graphical resolution for the Ryzen computer was 1440p versus 1080p for the Intel mini computer. And finally, for the PS3 emulation, Ryzen takes it again, another one for Team Red. And it turns out that almost all the games ran a lot smoother on the Ryzen computer. And also, the CPU utilization was much lower for Ryzen than versus the Intel mini computer. So altogether we have 3 for Team Red or Ryzen computer and 2 for Team Blue or Intel. So as you can see, there really is no clear winner. Each chip has its strong moments in emulation. Therefore, it all comes down to what you want in Batocera emulation. If PS2 or 3DS emulation is more important to you than WiiU or PS3 emulation, then stick with the Intel NUC computer. If the opposite is true, then stick with the Ryzen 4800U mini computer. The last thing I want to share with you before we wrap everything up is the heat that these little mini computers generate. So therefore, after an extended period of play with the PS3 emulator, the temperature only rose to 7 degrees Celsius. Not that bad for a little mini computer. The Ryzen mini computer, on the other hand, only rose to 55 degrees Celsius. It's amazing performance for a little mini computer. Now then, when I increased the graphical resolution on the Dolphin emulator, the temperature on the Intel NUC computer rose to 73 degrees Celsius. It was the highest that I saw for any emulator. So still pretty impressive for a little mini computer. On the other hand, the Ryzen mini computer only rose to 56 degrees Celsius under the same circumstances as compared to the Intel version. Therefore, it's quite obvious that the Ryzen mini computer runs a lot cooler than the Intel version. Pretty impressive. Okay, so that is a wrap. If you found this video useful, then please go ahead and like it. That will help me out with YouTube's algorithm. If this is your first time at watching Batocera Nation and you love emulation, you might want to consider looking at our channel because Batocera is absolutely wonderful for emulation. So take a look. If you're not a subscriber, please go ahead and consider subscribing. That would really help me out. So that's it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time on Batocera Nation. Bye.